Come here, son. Nephew, young man, let me holler at you. I haven't quite mastered the art of looking at the lens directly. Sometimes I look at the play button in this timer, so forgive me for looking off-centered, but look, I don't like to talk about politics on this channel. I'm at the point in life, I don't really like to talk to a whole lot of people, period, because most people don't have good critical thinking skills, don't have opinions that are researched, and people like to just hear themselves talk for the sake of talking. I can't get with all of that. But I'm across. Oh, here's my tactical spoon, because we're gonna talk about tactical items. But here's my tactical spoon. As far as pew pews, those types of things, we'll go ahead and say firearms, because we're gonna talk about some constitutional stuff today, and some legal stuff. Our new governor here in Louisiana has passed the constitutional carry bill. And you have people who have been saying, well, we want the violence to stop, we want the crime to stop. And so the guy's cracking down on crime. He's giving out longer sentences and things of that nature. So now people, first it's stop the crime, then it's, wait a minute, don't be tough on crime. What? And that's why I don't talk to people. That's a good example right there. Anyway, I'm actually a bit of a introvert, and at times a recluse. I work a lot. Yeah, if you watch this channel, you know that. I do my day job and I do my side ventures. But I read comment sections in on the internet, because I like to people watch and understand what people are doing and how they're thinking, right? So, constitutional carry gets passed, and you have people who are up in arms. They're saying, "Oh no." You have these people who are going, Jesus, I hate to say this. Okay, fine. Black folks. And normal, well-to-do white folks of other races, it shouldn't offend you. Now, if you're a racist, well, you know what? That's your issue. And if you're actually racist towards, whatever. Normal people shouldn't have an issue with what I'm saying. But this whole notion that it's going to make things worse in whatever community. You know where the friendliest place I've ever been to is? The firing range. You know why? Everybody's got a gun. I remember my dad, when I was a kid, he would always say, when somebody made him mad, he said, son, I sure wish we lived in the Wild West. And I know why he says that. You couldn't be a coward back then. You couldn't start a bunch of shit, pardon my language. You couldn't start a bunch of shit and not expect some direct consequences and repercussions. So you know what people did, unless they were just some straight up outlaw, just crazed out their mind, people behaved. And it happens just like that at the firing range. Everybody's on their best behavior. Everybody's smiling and showing hands, and if they're in their lane, they're facing down. Now, granted, this is when I used to have firearms. I only have a tactical spoon now. All right, so if you don't want to get, consumed like some cereal or get your eye poked out with a tactical spoon, don't bother me. Those doggone boats and those doggone boating accidents, I swear, every time I decide to give me a nice firearm, they get lost in those boating accidents. It's a doggone shame, I tell you. But anyway, back to you people, you law-abiding citizens who do have guns. So here's the deal. You can get a rifle at 18. You can get a shotgun at 18. Hell, I did. Again, I lost it in the boating accident, but I had one. Had a few guns, You can get a rifle, you can get an AR-15, a hunting rifle. Okay. You can join the military at 18, but all of a sudden, there's something that has just changed in the universe, where an 18-year-old man, grown man, who can drive a car which is capable of killing multiple people. Yeah, you can kill people with a butter knife if you really want to. Now all of a sudden there's a problem with a young man owning a firearm. Now, black folks, we got here by being unarmed. Now, we built this place for free, so I ain't going nowhere. You know, I like how people say, well, you need to go back to Africa. Well, you know, make me. That's all. That's my only response. You want me to go anywhere, you're going to make me. I ain't going nowhere. I got the freedom to arm myself, defend myself, whatever the case may be. But for us in particular, being outgunned was how we got here. So why would we want to be unarmed now? If you have people who are causing issues wherever you are, why would you want to be unarmed? I have good friends, graduates of the high school I went to, who are police officers, detectives, sheriff's deputies, and God bless their souls. But, you know, there's also some bad police out there. And we've seen, you know, with these videos, these video cameras or video phones, I'm so glad that these things are being brought to light, because you got some people who will say, oh, well, there's no such thing as a bad cop. Bullshit. Yes, there are. That being said, though, this whole thing about some black folks being terrified of guns, I don't know. I grew up in Louisiana. I shot my first shotgun when I was 6. I think my son did about the same. You know, so I don't know where that comes from, especially with Southern folks, but that's foolish to not be able to protect yourself, especially as a man. But okay, you got all these strong, independent women out here. You better be armed too. And, you know, with society turning the way that it is, you know, folks hollering about defunding the police. Okay. I hear in Pennsylvania, they may have done that already. And, you know, crime is skyrocketing everywhere. Where I live at, though, there's men all up and down the street. How do you know? You see boats. You see tractors. You see you see big lawnmowers. You can tell men live at those houses. There's no sidewalk. There's a little bit of acreage. And we don't have no problems. Might have a straggler passing through, but ain't no sidewalk, so they got to keep on passing through. There's nowhere to stop and relax, because we don't want that no way. But I guarantee you, in all them 20 and 30-yard driveways with those boats and tractors and big lawnmowers and trucks everywhere, you break in one of them houses if you want to. You come in my house if you want to. I got my tactical spoon for you, god dog it. All right, so anyway, I'm all for constitutional carry. I'm all for it. I'm all for a young man being armed legally as soon as possible. It used to be where, and I still would, you know, this wouldn't have changed back then, but it used to be where people who were unsavory elements of society, they would keep what they do for the most part amongst themselves and not bother, quote unquote, civilians. Now they don't care. And to be sending a young man or woman into this world with no way to protect themselves, I don't see how that helps anybody. But, you know, it's a free country, and for all you people who don't want to carry and don't want to be armed, you don't have to, but you damn sure ain't going to infringe on my right to carry my tactical spoon, or to make sure me and mine have whatever it is we need to to protect ourselves, okay? So I'm all for constitutional carry. For the record, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I probably lean more towards libertarian, but I'm actually independent. But constitutional carry is a good thing. I will also say this. Not only do democratic policies not work, they are actually dangerous to black folks. You know, I understand people might want to come from another country, but when there's a pattern to where they're replacing the actual society that's been here already with laws that we have to abide by, and now you got folks coming here and they're seeing financial gains by doing so, provided by the very government. And your president, who you voted for, who told you vote for him or you ain't black, and you turned down the platinum plan from Donald Trump. So now you got mass immigration, wars everywhere, billions, trillions, however many being shipped to the Ukraine, oil reserves here not being used, all types of trade issues, inflation is skyrocketing. And name me a democratic city where democratic policies have a well-functioning, well-funded society. I still have yet to see anybody answer that question. So do I lean Republican on some issues? Yes. Like here's an example of one Republican type thing I don't care for. This whole let's see, where they're trying to rewrite history and blot out history where black folks have been misused and abused and done wrong. Doggone it. Critical race theory. Look, history is history, and if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it. So you better understand what people do and how people operate. So I can't agree with that, but I definitely do feel that evidence shows, statistics show that democratic policies don't work. Forgive my students, or if somebody else's, another teacher students who are in the hallway, I'm about to run them off the class. I don't know if y'all can hear that crap in the background or not. But anyway, that's probably my cue to get off of this video. Constitutional carry is a good thing. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. If you don't want to exercise them, they're still your rights to not exercise. But all of this stuff where you're trying to make other people do what you want to do, make them sit their kids down in front of cross dressers and stuff like this, and make people put things in their veins and in their body that have not been tested, or they just don't want to put. I'm not for any type of infringement upon people's freedoms if it's not bothering anybody. That's why I think I probably just said that like a libertarian. But constitutional carry is all right with me, and I think you should take advantage of it. Everybody should if you're 18 and a law-abiding citizen. I don't know how many times I've said that, but it's definitely time for this video to end. And as always, never lose the will to win, never lose the will to survive.